Hi guys! So I am kind of bummed because we are getting to the end of this series and I'm finally to the point where I'm like super enjoying this. I'm not nervous. It's fantastic. So hello, and I want to welcome you to the Fear of Old Age. This is video 5 in the 6 Ghosts of Fear series that I've been doing. I would like to say thank you to everyone who has watched my previous videos, liked, commented, shared. I appreciate all of you. Hi, Janessa. Hi, Denise. I really appreciate you all being here today and anyone who watches this after. I want to let you know that this fear has a short description, and so it'll go a little quicker today, but there is a couple things I need to point out. Napoleon Hill had very specific thoughts on, let's say, religion, and some of you might not like the way he talks about it in this little bit here, so I'm going to try to be gentle around it, but I feel that if I don't talk about it, then I will not be doing this book justice. So keep believing in whatever you believe in. You have every right to, and just please bear with me. So the fear of old age has several things that can contribute to it. For instance, there's a fear that old age can bring on poverty with medical bills, with, not being able to work as much, etc. Another thing that contributes to it is our view of the afterlife. Now, Napoleon Hill felt that the fire and brimstone teachings taught us to fear the monsters that were hiding out in the world around us, the demons, etc. And whether you believe in that or in reincarnation, where you might worry about where maybe coming back in a lower form, or maybe you have the fear of turning into nothing. Whatever it is, that's a huge thing that frightens people with old age. There's also the distrust of their fellow man. For instance, you might fear that as you get older, people will take advantage of you and try to take stuff from you, and that's uncomfortable. Hi, David. There is the fear of ill health that incorporates into this, because as we get older, our bodies become more susceptible to illness. So that's something that contributes to this fear. Also, the lack of independence. So as we get older, we might not be able to do all the things we want to do. We might not be as physically active. Maybe our eyes will start to degenerate and we're not going to be able to see as well, so maybe we can't drive. And that terrifies people, not having that freedom. Another thing that he mentions is the fear of a decline in sexual activity plays a huge part in the fear of old age. So the symptoms, I usually list the symptoms with words, but this one is more of signs, like habits you might have, so we're just going to run through some of these. You might have the tendency to slow down and develop an inferiority complex around the age of mental maturity, which is right around 40. You might falsely believe oneself to be slipping because of age, and the truth of the matter is, your most useful years and mental and spiritual expression are between the ages of 40 and 60. You might have the habit of speaking apologetically to oneself and referring to oneself as being old, like, sorry, I'm getting old, merely because one has reached the age of 40 or 50, instead of reversing that rule and expressing gratitude for having reached the age of wisdom and understanding. You might have the habit of killing off initiative, imagination, and self-reliance by falsely believing oneself too old to exercise those qualities. And the last one is the habit of a man or woman of 40 dressing with the aim of trying to appeal to a much younger crowd and taking on their behaviors, which often causes ridicule. Now, I know some people who do this that look fantastic, so in this retrospect, I would just say do you, but it is a sign of the fear of old age, so I had to mention it. Now, I personally feel that I do not have the fear of old age. That's probably because I'm 26. I'm sure in, a couple decades, I'll probably be frustrated and worried about my own age as I get there, but hopefully not. As long as I keep on personal development, I think I'll be good. For those of you that have this fear, I want you to remember that you are not a number. And just because you hit a certain age does not mean you are declining or that you have to meet a certain stereotype. So thank you guys so much for watching today. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. I'm going to be doing the very last video of this series called The Fear of Death. And I know that one can be a very touchy subject, so I hope to see you guys there. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. I love you guys. Talk soon.